Hi, it's Julia. Um, Happy Tuesday. The start of a month starts tomorrow. Yay, Libra season. um, I hope everybody had a great weekend and so far having a good week. Um, it's easy to get lost in thoughts and in feeling down sometimes, especially now that we're coming into. I know it really doesn't feel like it, but we're coming into the fall season where it's cooling down in temperatures and it's more of the home vibe where you stay in more than being out and about looking at nature and stuff. I mean, it could be different for many people, but the cuddle season, sweater weather kind of season, where you'll feel some type of way of being in your mind and not really knowing why, you're bing banging in thought and or why you're lost in thought or whatever. Um, Most of the time when I do my videos, um, I do my prayers first or while I'm at my prayers, so you can see my candles are on because I was doing my prayers and something called me to do the video. And a lot of people get lost in thought. And I think people get lost in thoughts many times. It's because of cycles happening in their lives. And cycles meaning things that tend to repeat, a repetitive pattern that at first as humans we don't even notice them. Like we just go about our days doing things and sorry. We go about our day doing things and not realizing that um, certain things happen throughout the day or weeks or months that are on a constant loop. Like things that are occurring or people bumping into you or certain, conversations and situations that happen throughout these days, weeks, and months, where it's like a cycle. It continues. It's like maybe a different vessel, a different person, or a different situation that has the underlining of a similar situation that you've been having to work through. The reason these things happen are because one, you didn't you failed to see the pattern. So when you failed to see the pattern, you didn't complete that cycle because you didn't close it out. So it was like, okay, now let's just bring you a different vessel or a different scenario and let's see if you can close it out then. And it just becomes a cycle and cycle until you finally use your intuition. You're like, that's kind of has been happening, but why is it occurring? So you sit with yourself and you're like, why is this happening and why do I have to deal with this situation continuously? Or and when you finally do sit with yourself or sit with the people trust or you really trust, because you have to trust in the process of who you talk to, how you talk to certain people. And I'm not saying don't be trustworthy to people. It's just every scenario is different, so you gotta take things with a grain of salt. But when you sit down with it, reflect, understand it, and see why this cycle continues, you're able to ease through it the next time it comes around, and you can close it out. And bam, done. I don't have to deal with this situation again. I seem to be on a repetitive loop with you guys about certain things. It's because I need you guys to see that we're being tested in life, and regardless if we want to know that we're being tested or we choose not to believe we are, or we're not, we are. We're being tested because of the character that you're supposed to be as a human, like the who you truly are, yourself, your soul, what your soul calls out to be in the 3D. So, if you're not being authentic, if you're wearing a mask and you're just showing people a different version of you than who you truly are, then you're not being authentic. I mean, if you're hiding stuff, you're not being authentic. If you're having to play different roles and different characters in your own life, you're not even being the main character. Like, you have to choose. In order to choose this, you have to choose what your soul craves, which is yourself, like the person that you are. Don't mask yourself to try to fit in or need to fit in to a certain group, area, situation. Just be you. And you yourself, as the person that you are, will know if that situation, that space that you're in fits you. Don't let a space make you fit in. You fit into that space. And if it doesn't fit you, peace. Move on, because you're not meant to be in that space. A lot of people struggle with understanding that balance is key. Balance is key in life. So if you're just trying to focus on one area, there will be no balance in your life. It will feel like you're running up the highest hill. The slope is something that you don't think you can achieve, because, and it shouldn't be that way. If you're having to forcefully force yourself up a hill, then you need to take a pause and be like, why is this so hard? Why is this not coming in the right way? Because, I mean, if you're being authentic and you're being, I mean, I'm not saying that in life there's not going to be something hard to do. There will be. But if you're seeing that you're throwing in all, you're putting in your all, and it doesn't feel like you're achieving as much as you're putting in, one, you're not putting in the right amount of effort, or two, you're putting effort into something that you shouldn't be. I need people to see that. There's a difference. There's a reason it's like that. I am definitely one to be the kindest, gentlest, nurturing person I can be for everyone, because I just, I understand that when you treat somebody the way you want to be treated, you get that in return. And sometimes you won't get that in return. And that's only life teaching you that, hey, pull it back a few, because that's not the person that you should be, putting any time and effort into. You should just bring it back. And then I also understand that with the world that we're living in today, there's a lot of people going through their healings and all that, or have not yet, and know that they should go through their healing and spiritual and sobriety, whatever journeys they need to go on, and they're not on it. So then they put up walls. Like, oh my gosh, the walls just are so high that they think they put those boundaries in for themselves, whereas boundaries are okay to have. But when you're putting boundaries up with the wrong people, or you're putting boundaries that you set at a point when your mind wasn't mentally ready to put those boundaries up, you just put them up because, hey, you kind of studied what boundaries were, but you didn't understand like how to maneuver through boundaries. So a lot of people put these up and have their walls up and don't know who and what to let in. So at a point, they just withdraw. They withdraw from communication. They withdraw from society. They withdraw from like any kind of effort to do anything when it comes to socializing or just opening up. And when they do this, and this is my fear most of the time for humans, is because we're just being, we're scared of all the negative that's out there that we don't clearly see, that because there's negative, there's positive out there as well. So there's a balance of both, and you can only walk one way. So you can choose to walk in the negative way or the positive way. So if you kind of bring them down a little bit, I'm not saying bring them all the way down, and I'm not saying trust everybody. I'm just saying, you know what, if there's a good feeling inside, or you're not being triggered, or you're feeling, oh, maybe I'm just being too hard on certain things, then reevaluate the situations. Don't just quick to cut people off, quick to put those boundaries up, whatever boundaries you created, because it's not fair to yourself, it's not fair to the people around you, or even your loved ones. You've just created a blockage where it's so thick, it's so, you can't get through it, because you yourself, the way you're externally showing up is so straightforward, like mask up, this is what you get, this is what you see, rather than loosening up a little bit and seeing how it plays out, seeing how it feels, and going from there. I'm not saying get your heart broken. I'm not saying just let everything down. No. But I'm saying you don't have to be so. Sometimes those rough edges, those chip pieces, those cracks will get filled in with like the best of intentions, with the gold to mend it all together and make it perfect again. You just gotta see the brighter, the bigger picture. Look outside that box. I know everything that's broken can be fixed. Everything that was, and yeah, with time plays, you know how I feel about time. Time plays a big role in everything, but don't be scared to let the right people in, because we're harmless. Some of us are harmless. We actually heal. We are empaths. We want good for all. We want the happily ever after for everyone. The life that's meant for everyone to walk, we want. I know it's a weird video. I know. As I was like being prepared to make this video, I had so many thoughts in mind, what I wanted to say, how I wanted to come across in the video. But then I can't cover everything in one video. That's why I do write my poetry. I am writing a book and doing that. But I do try to put out what I like, what's in my heart. I put out what's in my heart, which is positivity, kindness, and love. So I put it out there because there were so many. There are so many. It's not a handful. There's a lot of us. And we want good for everyone. So you have to understand that in a world that looks so bleak, there's beauty. God's playground is amazing. When you just open your eyes, take that deep breath in, and look outside. Smell that fresh air. You get to see, it's amazing, and just take it in. I hope this video helps. I really do. I know it was like bing bang, so many different weirdnesses about it. It's just because I really need people to know. Sometimes you got to let down those walls to let some people in, because we have a lot of good things to say. Not about just the world, but about you, because you're special. Everyone's special. Everybody's good. Everybody has a superpower. And if nobody told you today, good job. You did a good job. You made it through the day. And I hope you guys rest well. Enjoy your dinner. And as always, walk with God. Keep it moving. God bless. Bye.